Hey everybody, it's Brian here from Alphatrends. Today is Tuesday, the 7th of November. One of the first strategies I ever used with the volume weighted average price is something I wrote about in 2008, an article called Chase the Gap or Wait for VWAP. If you Google that, you can find it. We've got this NASDAQ on a 10-minute time frame on the left, and clearly we're in a runaway uptrend here that is showing no signs of slowing down. So it's not something you want to sell short. This morning when we see the market gap higher as it did like this, I don't want to chase that gap. Some people like to fade them. I don't, because the primary trend is higher. Instead, I wait for the buyers to regain control. And we know with 100% conviction that the buyers are back in control at this point when it crosses back above the daily VWAP. It doesn't mean they're going to hold control, but at that point, we know that the sellers have had their chance. They lost it, and the buyers are back in control because it's above the average price adjusted for volume. So buying in here with a stop below the low of this point, this higher low, is where we would want to enter. So it rallies up and it takes off. So to take some off maybe on that breakout, whatever, for a day trade, maybe you're swing trading it. Regardless of what time frame you're trying to enter for, let's say you missed that opportunity. So you say, well, that was a nice rally. I don't want to chase it, but it begins to pull back. Maybe with this red candle, we say, hey, now I recognize that that was an important high. I'm going to set an anchor right there. What that anchor does is it tells us the average price from the highest price of the day, and for the week and the month, obviously, the sellers are in control while we're below it. Well, what happens? We come down, we touch the daily volume weighted average price. As it touches that, it begins to stabilize. As it gets back above this volume weighted average price from this little peak right here on that candle, it says the buyers have regained control from the highest point of the day. The average short seller is now losing money. They're likely to cover. So what do we want to do? We want to be a buyer here with a stop under there. Now what do? Well, we look at it and say we could put an anchor off of this low, and perhaps that's where we're trailing our stop. Right now I look at this and say it looks like it's beginning a new little profit taking. So I certainly don't want to be a buyer while it's below this volume weighted average price. I don't want to short it either. What am I going to look for? A pull back down to here? Maybe for super scalpers, that's fine, but I don't want to fight the primary trend as represented by the 5-day moving average. These are all strategies I talk about in Maximum Trading Gains with Anchored VWAP.